Your emotional state right now is broadcasting a signal. Every second you hold it, that signal gets louder. And the world around you is already tuning in, rearranging itself to match the frequency you're running, whether you asked it to or not. By the time you finish listening to this, you'll understand exactly why 68 seconds of sustained feeling can bend your reality more than 6 months of scattered wishing. The Kybalion, a text attributed to the Hermetic tradition, laid out 7 principles that were supposed to govern all of existence. The third one, the law of vibration, made a claim that sounded mystical for centuries. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Atoms, thoughts, emotions, all of it in constant motion at different frequencies. For most of history, that was philosophy. Then physics caught up. We now know that at the subatomic level, particles are vibrating fields of energy. Your body, the chair you're sitting in, the screen in front of you. All of it is energy oscillating at specific frequencies. Solid matter is a convincing illusion created by vibrations so rapid your senses interpret it as stillness. The Hermetic teachers didn't have electron microscopes. They had observation and pattern recognition sharp enough to arrive at the same conclusion thousands of years early. But the part of this law that changes your life has nothing to do with atoms. It has to do with what happens inside your chest when you hold a feeling, really hold it, for longer than a minute. Most people experience emotions like channel surfing, 30 seconds of excitement, flip, a flash of gratitude. Gone. 10 seconds of confidence before doubt grabs the remote. The average emotional state lasts somewhere between 90 seconds and a few minutes before another one replaces it. You cycle through dozens of feelings before lunch, and none of them stick long enough to do anything. So what happens when one does stick? Researchers studying heart coherence at the Heart Math Institute found something worth paying attention to. When a person sustains a single coherent emotional state, gratitude, appreciation, calm focus, for roughly 60 to 90 seconds, the heart's electromagnetic field stabilizes into a measurable, organized pattern. That pattern synchronizes with brainwave activity. Your thinking sharpens. Your perception widens. You start noticing things in your environment that were always there but filtered out by the noise of emotional chaos. The number 68 didn't come from nowhere. It sits right in the window where physiological coherence locks in, and your body shifts from reactive scanning to receptive awareness. Think about what that means in practical terms. You've had the experience of waking up irritated, stubbing your toe, burning your toast, hitting every red light. The day spirals. Each event confirms the mood you were already carrying. You'd call it bad luck. A Hermetic teacher would call it resonance. You held a vibrational state long enough for your perception to filter reality through it, and then you acted on that filtered version, which created outcomes that reinforced the original feeling. A feedback loop running below conscious awareness. The same mechanism works in the other direction, and that's where it gets useful. A woman named Kathy, a school teacher in Ohio, started a practice after reading about heart coherence research. Every morning before leaving for work, she'd sit for 2 minutes and hold a single feeling. The specific gratitude she felt watching her students finally understand something difficult. She'd stay with it, let it build, feel the warmth in her sternum, the tightness in her face from almost smiling. She described the first week as awkward. Her mind kept jumping to lesson plans, bills, a conversation she needed to have with her landlord. The feeling would dissolve after 20 seconds. She'd bring it back. Dissolve. Bring it back. By the second week, she could hold it for over a minute without interruption. By the third week, she stopped timing it because the state would carry into her drive to school. And here's what she reported. Her students started behaving differently. Colleagues she'd had tension with began initiating friendly conversations. She received an unexpected grant for classroom supplies she'd applied for months ago and forgotten about. Was the universe rearranging itself? Maybe. A simpler explanation exists alongside the mystical one, and both might be true simultaneously. When you hold a coherent emotional state, you change what you notice, how you speak, the micro-expressions on your face, the tone of your voice, the decisions you make without thinking. You become a different stimulus in every interaction. People respond to the version of you that shows up, and a version running on sustained coherence shows up differently than one running on emotional static. The Hermetic tradition would say you changed your vibration and attracted matching circumstances. A psychologist would say you changed your perceptual filter and behavioral output, which altered the responses you received from your environment. These are two descriptions of the same phenomenon wearing different clothes. The 68-second threshold matters because it's the approximate boundary between a fleeting feeling and an embodied state. Before that line, you're visiting an emotion. After it, you're inhabiting one. Your body chemistry shifts. Your posture changes. The muscles in your face rearrange. You've crossed from thinking about a feeling to generating it. And generation is what broadcasts the signal. Most people try to attract what they want by thinking about it. They visualize. They repeat affirmations. They write goals in journals. All of those practices share a weakness. They live in the head. The law of vibration operates at the level of felt experience, the hum in your bones, the electricity in your hands when you're genuinely excited. No amount of thinking substitutes for 68 seconds of pure feeling. Try an experiment tonight. Before you sleep, choose one emotional state. Pick something specific, something you've actually felt before, something you can remember in your body. The pride after finishing something difficult. The calm of a morning when nothing was wrong. The quiet electricity of knowing something good was coming. Close your eyes and find the physical sensation first. Where does it sit? Your chest, your belly, your throat. Start there. Let the feeling expand from that anchor point. Your mind will wander. Gently return to the sensation, the body feeling, the physical signature of the emotion. Hold it. Count if you need to. But the goal is to stop counting because you've dropped into the state itself. 68 seconds. Just over a minute. That's all. Critics of this idea, and there are legitimate ones, would point out that no controlled study has proven emotional states attract external circumstances through some vibrational matching. They're right. The mechanism, if it exists beyond perception and behavior change, remains outside what current science can measure. That's a fair objection. And yet, thousands of contemplative traditions across cultures that never contacted each other arrived at the same instruction: sustain your inner state, and your outer world follows. The consistency of that observation across millennia and continents is worth sitting with, even if the causal chain remains partly invisible. What we can measure is this. People who practice sustained emotional coherence report better decision-making, improved relationships, and a subjective sense that opportunities appear more frequently. Whether that's attraction or attention is a question you can hold without needing to resolve. Both explanations lead to the same practice. The real obstacle is the sustained part. Modern life is an interruption machine. Your phone buzzes, your thoughts race. 68 unbroken seconds of a single emotional state is, for most people, the hardest minute of their day, which tells you something about why most people feel like life is happening to them instead of through them. They've never held the signal long enough for it to land. The Hermetic teachers encoded this in the third principle for a reason. Vibration precedes manifestation. The note has to sound before the glass can shatter. The frequency has to stabilize before the matching signal can find it. You've been broadcasting scattered static for years and wondering why the reception is poor. 68 seconds. You can hold your breath longer than that. You can hold a plank longer than that. Holding a feeling, one clean, specific, physically anchored feeling, for just over a minute is the smallest investment with the most disproportionate return you'll ever encounter. The Hermetics knew it. The researchers are measuring it. The only question left is whether you'll sit down tonight and feel it. Your signal is already transmitting. It has been since you woke up this morning. The only variable is whether you chose the frequency or let the static choose it for you.